You know what day it is. It is Fingerboard Friday, and for this Fingerboard Friday, I have a good idea. I thought I should probably make a video on how to get into fingerboarding, because honestly, there's not very many videos on how to get into fingerboarding. And even though fingerboarding is just a miniature skateboard, it is pretty complicated at times. Like, do you buy a fingerboard that's almost $100 even though you've never even tried fingerboarding? Or do you start out with a tech deck? So today I will be covering pretty much everything there is to it about fingerboarding and how to get started. So fingerboarding. Fingerboarding has been around for some time now, and I would say it's gaining in popularity a little bit quicker than it ever has. So when it comes to more and more people wanting to get into fingerboarding, it begs the question, what should my first fingerboard purchase be? So you might even have a tech deck just laying around. This is pretty much the most common type of tech deck, and this is a pretty standard tech deck. But there are actually different types of tech decks. If you take a look at these two boards, it is obvious that this one is wider. And I would say that most people run a 32mm board. If you are unsure what that is the length from here to here. So tech decks are around a 29mm board, and some people actually like running a board kind of thinner like this. But I personally like having a little bit of a wider board. But if you are actually in a store like Walmart, you can find boards that are actually wider in the tech deck aisle. And this is still a tech deck. And something that is very important that is also different from these, well, first of all, the price is exactly the same for both of these, but these ones come with plastic bushings, and bushings are these little pieces that go in between. So the little pieces in between there, that is bushing. On a little bit of a higher quality fingerboard, these are rubber, and that allows your trucks to move. On this tech deck, these are plastic, and it's just a hard plastic, so these are not moving. And if you look for the little bit of a wider tech deck, you can actually find one with rubber bushings. These are bushings that I made myself, but the ones that come with them are just fine and they work quite well. So say you don't even have a tech deck, but you want to get into fingerboarding. So you could spend around $5 to $10 on a tech deck and a couple of tech deck ramps, or what I would recommend doing is spend around $20 to $25 on Amazon for a decent fingerboard. Then it goes from a tech deck to a fingerboard. So there will be a couple links in the description down below that I'll be kind of referencing throughout this video. And one of the first links will be to Amazon, and it'll be to get a teak tuning fingerboard. I don't have one on hand, but I have gotten a couple in the past, and they are actually pretty good for their price. These are the same type of trucks that come on one of those teak tuning boards. This is an even cheaper board that you can get off Amazon, but I'd recommend getting a teak tuning one more. And they come with trucks with rubber bushings, which is very helpful, and it also comes with foam grip tape, and it's a wooden board, all for about $20. They will also come with bearing wheels, because tech decks are just plastic. They do not spin very well, at least. And then these are high quality fingerboard wheels, but even lower quality fingerboard wheels with bearings are still not too bad. These spin for a long time. So there's a link in the description for that. I'll probably mark it somehow so you know that that is the link. And also, if you use my link and get that fingerboard, I get a certain percentage of what you pay on Amazon. So if you are thinking of buying it, please use the link in the description because it just helps out with the channel. So once you've bought one of those fingerboards on Amazon, there's a couple ones to choose from, so go looking for them and you'll find a few that you may like. So once you've gotten one or two of those will last for a decent amount of time. I would say that if you're using them on a daily basis and you really want to get into it, you're working on new tricks, the grip tape is the first thing that will go, and it'll last probably about a month and a half if you're using it very frequently. If you're only using it a couple times a week, it'll last probably about 3 months. And what I mean by lasting is once grip tape is used for a very long time, mainly China tape is what I'm talking about, it'll start to like peel on the edges, and it'll just get really annoying, and you'll probably just need new grip tape at that point. The wheels will last for a decent amount of time. They will spin very well right out of the box, but they will wear out pretty fast, so those will last about the same amount of time as the grip tape. And same said about the trucks, but the board, like the wooden part, the deck of the board, that is probably what's going to last the longest if you don't step on your board and it just snaps right in half. So say you started using a tech deck with no experience, you got a little bit good on that, then you upgraded to a $20 fingerboard, fingerboard, got some more skills, maybe a little ollie, maybe a kickflip, I don't know, whatever skills you want to work on. After that, it is time to upgrade. If you're still using that fingerboard after a couple months of use, it's going to look pretty worn out and kind of beat up, so it is time to upgrade. Now, there's a few ways to upgrading a fingerboard. You could either just upgrade each part individually, which is what I've done most of the time, or you could get a complete. A complete is basically a board that comes all together. You still need to assemble it, but all the parts are there, so you don't need to worry about anything. There's a few different websites where you can get different boards. I recommend using Flatface. That's what I've used for a lot of parts in the past, and it's a pretty good website. You can also hop over on Instagram and just start looking at what other people have. Once you see what other people recommend, maybe just message a couple people on Instagram asking what their favorite board is, and once you have a little bit of feedback, you can probably start to build your own board. And I would say for a pretty high quality board, you can probably get all the parts and components for around $45 American. That will sound a little bit expensive for just a miniature skateboard that you can get at Walmart for $5, but those are going to be very high quality parts. So the main quality parts that I would look at getting is the wheels are probably one of the most important parts that you really want to have high quality. I used China wheels for a while. I used even some Black River wheels for a while that I thought would be pretty good. And even the Black River wheels didn't seem as good as the wheels that I have on right now, which are Ill Pills. You can go Google those. They're on a website called Dirty Fingerboards. And these wheels are said to be some of the best ones in the world. And a set of these wheels are around $30 American, which is pretty expensive for chunks of plastic with a little bearing inside. And I would also say that trucks aren't quite as important as some people may think, because the highest quality trucks that at least fingerboarders will all agree on is dynamic trucks. Those are the brand of trucks that a lot of people use, but those trucks are very expensive, like almost more expensive than real skateboard trucks. And I do not have those trucks, but I've heard some very good things about them. But all that I do know is having super high quality trucks isn't going to necessarily make you immediately good at fingerboarding. Everybody has their own opinion what part is the most important on a fingerboard, but in my mind, I think wheels are definitely the most important. And then it would probably be kind of a high quality deck, just because you don't want that to just fall apart. Grip tape, you are able to run super high quality stuff and really cheap China grip tape, and you will see a bit of a difference, but it's not like super crucial to getting super good at fingerboarding. So you know what the deal is with fingerboards now, and now I'll take a moment to talk about obstacles. I made a full YouTube video on that, so you can go and check that out, but I will talk about it in this video as well. So when you first get into fingerboarding, a name you will hear a lot is Black River. And Black River is amazing. Their stuff is pretty expensive, but you get what you pay for. But you can make this ledge for about $7. So a picnic table for around $25, or a ledge for $7. And you could make very detailed stuff like that for very cheap as well. Now, I'm not saying to not buy anything off Black River or anything else online. I'm just saying you are able to make very cool stuff that works just as well as Black River stuff. I just realized that this ledge fits here very well. There used to be a rail, but then it kind of fell off. So I might keep this here. So that covers most of the things about getting into fingerboarding. The most important thing is to do a couple things on a tech deck and get rid of a tech deck and move on to something a little bit more advanced. Now your parents may say, a tech deck is exactly the same as this. No. These have bearing wheels, turnable trucks, it's a wooden board, there's foam grip tape, it's way different. So again, there'll be some links in the description so you can go and check those out to get some fingerboard stuff and just check out some other websites. So go ahead, check out the description and you'll find quite a few things that you might want to get. And with that being said, thanks for watching this video. I hope it was helpful, and if you're ever feeling like fingerboarding is very difficult, Just keep practicing because it can be very hard and challenging the first couple months of getting into fingerboarding, but after that you'll start to realize that it is very fun. When I got into fingerboarding, I made a few mistakes with like buying fingerboards. I got like a bunch of really cheap fingerboards, but I ended up spending like $40 on cheap fingerboards and I had about a dozen of them. So don't do what I did. Invest. Buy a proper fingerboard instead. So thanks for watching today's video. Be sure to hit the subscribe button right over there so you don't miss out on any more Fingerboard Fridays. One video up there, another one down there. All the links in this video are in the description, and leave a nice comment if you could, and I'll see you in my next video.